Here.
Here.
Let's go.
Let's go.
There we go. Someone said it. Thank you, Ian. Welcome to being pinned, Ian. Yes, sir.
Heck the Astros.
All day, every day, by the way. We're big Mets fans as well here.
Huge Met fans.
Because of that loss, Joe, the Astros are now 10 back of the Mariners.
Could you imagine having a double-digit deficit to the Seattle Mariners in 2024? Could not be me.
Could not be me.
Literally could not be us, chat.
Mm-hmm.
What's
going on, guys?
Al's saying exactly what I wanted to see real quick. Celtics win Game 5. W, hashtag banner 18. Hashtag not a Mickey run. Hashtag what can they say now? Anyways, guys, feels good. We're feeling great right now. I'm feeling pumped up. It was a little dicey for the Mariners. Admittedly.
Yeah, I definitely got some Royals vibes there for a little bit. When we saw that Bryce Miller was in the game and he started to give up some runs, I'm like, oh, hold on.
Wait a minute.
I've seen this before. But we're okay. We survived. Really, I mean, the Mariners played their asses off today. Oh my God, hold on. Talk, Joe.
What?
I think the Mets just tied the game.
Did they really?
One-run scores.
I've got MLB scoreboard up right now. I'm waiting for it to refresh.
Tied the game. Mets just tied the game.
Francisco Alvarez.
Yeah.
Francisco Alvarez.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh.
Damn, the Rangers are in a dark place right now.
That's tough. David Robertson pitching. Whoa. Behind enemy lines, David Robertson. He used to play. He pitched for the Mets for a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
The Mets are here to help. Dude, who would have thought? Who would have thought the Mets and the White Sox were the teams that were going to help the Mariners out this week?
The Grimace Mets or the Gay Mets, whichever one you want to go with. They're playing well in either era. And the frickin' White Sox helping the Mariners out on a Tuesday evening. Mm-hmm. Guys, Mariners offense exploded. Low key.
Oh, yeah.
Took Tristan McKenzie out before the third inning. Bro didn't have any semblance of his good stuff. Jumped all over him. JP, after a tough homestand. What's wrong with JP? Why is JP striking out so much? Silences the haters. 3 RBI today. On base 4. No, what? How many times? 4 times today. 2 hits, 2 walks. I guess on base is relative when you hit a home run, but big day from him. Big day from obviously Demo, Rayleigh. Garver had a good day. Just enough to keep the Guardians without, far enough away for, I think it was Chaos Ball, Jay, a Trent Thornton disaster class, a bunch of hit batters. Not what you want to see, but it's okay. Munoz is there to hold us down. So.
Yeah, after the Trent Thornton, just whatever the heck was going on there, that was pretty rough. But I think to watch the bullpen be able to pull it out there because Sauce didn't have a great day either. And
he was wild.
Happy birthday to Sauce, but Sauce and Trent Thornton were kind of all over the map there. Stanek came in, got the 1 out, so he should be good to go tomorrow. Munoz, how many pitches did he throw? Like 23, 24? I mean,
no, less than that.
Do you think so? Did he?
It was 22. So technically less than the 23 or 24 that you said. So you said 22. Thornton only threw 12. So, I mean, unless you need to give him like a mental reset day. But yeah, Stanek only threw 4. Both threw 2. The majority of your bullpen, both got a singular out. Stanek got a singular out. Those guys should be good for tomorrow as well. So, unlike some of the other guys in the Guardians bullpen, Tim Herron were used early in this game to relieve Tristan McKenzie. Yeah, Scott Barlow.
Hunter Gaddis, yeah.
Lots of the Guardians bullpen ate it up. I've been pronouncing the matchup tomorrow. I've been pronouncing his name wrong the entire time. It's Tanner Bybee.
Yeah, I heard Dave say that. I was like, what the hell? I thought it was Bibby as well.
And then I went on his reference page and it says Bybee. So the more you know, Tanner Bybee. He'll have to go long tomorrow if the Guardians want to have a fighting chance. But today, that did not matter.
Yeah, I think that tomorrow, I think the Mariners have the pitching advantage. But with that being said, Joe, the Mariners' longest win streak of the year is 4. And today was their 4th win in a row.
W.
So we're screwed tomorrow.
How many like separate instances of 4 wins have they had?
At least 3 or 4, yeah. At least 3 or 4. Yo, what's up, Danny P? Hey, man. Yeah, so I think that, and there, what else was there? So Woo on the mound. I mean, it's an immovable rock, or what's the
Immovable,
unstoppable force meets an unmovable object, or whatever it is.
close enough.
Yeah. And so I think that, I mean, the Mariners have won 8 of their last 9. Chat, like, this team is so incredibly hot right now. Let's talk, Joe, because you and I are going to record our trade deadline predictions in terms of like what guys are going to get traded into where, probably tomorrow, because I don't have mine done.
Breaking down the fourth wall, huh?
Yeah, that's happening tomorrow, chat.
Dude, shout out Vinny for the Bet Online promotion there.
Bet Online. They're not paying us while we do this, but so we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So I want to talk about, Joe, the tweet that was sent out during the game about Isak Paredes and Felon Celestin by, who was it that sent that?
MLB exec Burner.
Well, that, but then, yeah. So MLB exec Burner, yeah, they think that Felon for Isak 1-1 would get it done.
Yeah. I
mean, no.
You don't want to trade a guy that's 4 or 5 years away for Isak Paredes? What's up, Jake? What's up, bro?
I think that, so I don't hate it in a vacuum. Right? What I do hate, however, is the idea that Isak Paredes is a very high regression candidate, and especially in a different ballpark. With that being said, however, I mean, the Mariners have more than enough to be able to be okay with giving up Fellman. And if you can get it done with one guy, that's fine. Like, if it was to be more than Fellman, no. And the fact of the matter is, Joe, is that Isak Paredes still has a few years of control left. So whatever. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. That's cool. A few years of control left. You'd have him for a few more years. I'm okay with giving up Fellman and Celestin in that regard, simply because there are plenty of other options in at like shortstop and in your infield in the minor leagues. So
I think I definitely understand the worry about him being a prime regression target. He is just continuously managing to beat the baseball savant percentile narrative back-to-back years. Like, he's just he is showing that, the percentile bubbles don't matter. William Hart just subscribed. Thank you, William Hart. I might call you Bill Hart.
Joe, speaking of subscribers, can I just say it?
We passed 11K.
Well, that, yes, pog to that. Chat, Joe and I were talking the other day, and if we hit 15K by the end of the year,
in 6 months we got to get 4,000 subs.
Yeah, if we somehow hit 15K by the end of the year, I will shave my head. The one defining feature I have is my hair. It's the one defining feature I have. If we hit 15K, I will shave my head. So be sure you guys subscribe.
It just floods in, like thousands upon thousands. Bam. Yeah. Secular.
I don't want to shave.
I'd say he's going on his 3rd consecutive year of being good. Paredes is. In 2022, put up a 113 OPS plus. That's his like big year. First time coming over to Tampa Bay after being with Detroit. That was the Austin Meadows trade, I believe. The batting average was pretty low, 205. On base is 304, slugging 435 with an OPS of 740. That all those numbers then jumped up the following year to 250, 352, 488 with an 840 OPS and a 131 OPS plus. And it's gotten better this year as far as batting average is concerned. The slugging is a little bit down for Isak this year, but a 281 batting average on the year, a 360 OBP, a 462 slugging, so about 20 points less, and an 822 OPS for a 136 OPS plus. Doesn't strike out a ton, below like 18% his entire career, walks about 10% of the time. I understand not wanting to move Rojas maybe back to second after he's been stellar over there at third defensively. He was stellar over at second at the end of last year. I think Paredes can make sense. I don't know if it's who I necessarily want and what you're having to give up. Like they're saying Celestin, or you've got other shortstop adjacent or just around the middle of the infield prospects at a very high tier. It's possible that, yes, you don't necessarily have room for him, but that could be a type of prospect that you make room for when it comes time for him to be ready for the show. So I don't know if I would want to do 1-to-1 there. I would try and maybe package Michael Arroyo and something else as much as Michael Arroyo's hot right now in Modesto. I think he's hit 11 home runs on the year, but an extra base hit machine. So if you can entice the Rays with Arroyo and one other player, maybe. But yeah, it's an interesting conversation for sure.
So would you rather trade, let's say, would you rather trade Felnin 1-for-1? Or do Michael Arroyo and I don't have a good finger on the pulse of what a comparable trade package would be there.
Yeah.
But let's say Michael Arroyo and somebody really low, maybe even DeWalt Joseph.
Oh, someone that's very far away, just
very young,
the next coming of Selson potentially. Yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I'd rather do that than trade Selson personally, because when Arroyo gets ready to be in the Major League Club, Young, Emerson, maybe even Ty Pete, guys in those spots are going to be ahead of him. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I think that, and that's another thing with Johnny Farmelo going on the shelf too. That's a guy that not that I would think that he was going to get traded, but he is kind of off of the list of guys that can be traded. You know what I mean? No one's going to want to trade for him coming off of that ACL, because we saw what happened with Kyle Lewis after he, lost his knee. Dude, rip Willie Mays.
Facts. Big rip.
Rip Willie Mays. That sucked. I was watching the game when that happened, and it's I didn't know who Dave was talking about at first, and then I heard him say something. I heard him say rip 24. And I'm like,
without knowing, you're like, wait, crazy.
Well, but then I heard him say something about he said rip 24 at 93 years old. So I'm like, okay, well, I know that's got to be Willie Mays. But yeah, that, not that it's any better, obviously, but just,
of course, he's
not Griffey.
He is, without a doubt, I agree with Lucario on the Mount Rushmore, 1 of 4. Yep. In a conversation, if there is conversations, there's not often them in baseball about the baseball GOAT, but Willie Mays would be, he has a place in that conversation for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And on and off the field, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Off the field guys specifically, obviously Jackie Robinson comes to mind. Roberto Clemente comes to mind as another guy, had huge off the field as well as being really good on the field presence. So,
yeah,
it's hard to, I think that's what's so different about baseball, is it's really hard to come up with a GOAT, because you can play for 20 something years, or you can play for, I don't remember how many Clemente played for in the end, but he obviously, his numbers weren't exactly where you would expect for an all-time great, but when you compare it, when you put it in the context of what happened to him and the rest of his life, it's it's kind of a big deal. So
yeah. Dylan, hello. We won. Guys, the Mariners won a baseball game again.
Yeah.
For the 44th time this year, the Mariners have won a baseball game. They are now, tied in the win column?
Tied in the win column with the Guardians.
Which is huge. Yeah. Massive for the second the second playoff spot. You can chase down the Guardians very easily in this series. I don't think at any point in this game specifically, the Guardians looked like a better baseball team than the Mariners. Yes, the Guardians had their chances. 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position, 10 left on base for the Guardians. Only struck out 5 times. They put the ball in play, just happened to be towards guys sometimes, and the Mariners were able to get an out here and there, only let one across instead of letting the floodgates open. In that same regard, Mariners were also not great with runners in scoring position. 4 for 17 with 10 left on base. They just, happened to hit the long ball 3 times, whereas Guardians had 1 extra base hit, I think.
They had 8 extra base hits, right? The Mariners did 8 or 9.
Let's see.
Something crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 9.
9 extra base hits. That's wild.
9 of their total of 11 hits. That's insane.
That's
you're hitting the ball in the gap. You're hitting the ball where players aren't. Which again, flip the script for a couple of the Guardians hits. This game is completely different. It's just, there was I can't remember who hit it. It might have been Will Brennan. Scalded a ball out to Dom Canzone. Probably the second hardest. Yeah, right at him. But it was probably the Guardians' hardest hit ball of the night. Just happened to be finds a glove. So
So I want to address two questions here. The first one from Brian C. Are you concerned about Garver being the only backup catcher? Then I want to talk about Boomer's question about why our bats got better after firing the hitting coach. Joe, there was a move today, and that was to activate Ty France from the injured list and designate Sebi Zavala for assignment.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about that, Joe?
Not really. If something were to happen where I would assume, so how Garver got into the backup catcher role is a very open and honest conversation between him and the coaching staff of, hey, we want to see you try and get back there. Maybe it'll wake up the bat. If that's what's making him hit better, great, because it's looking pretty solid so far in June. I would assume, and seems like a consummate professional, that he would have that conversation back, saying like, hey, I need to slow down the catching. Like, I can feel like my back's starting to flare up, something like that. The Mariners have, Michael Perez is not anything that you're going to write home about. But I also feel like, in that same way, Sebi wouldn't have been any better. Sebi was not doing anything, really. Sure, he had a couple, he had a random game against the Rockies where he went 3 for 4, hit a home run against the Athletics. But who's to say that Michael Perez can't do that same thing? Guy that we got back in the Blake Hunt trade that acquired Mike Baumann and obviously Michael Perez, who's in Tacoma. I'm not super worried about it. It gets a little bit trickier should other things happen, like injury things. I don't want to say it out loud because it's a little scary, but yeah, I'm not super worried about Garver getting more catching time because I think looked good when he's been catching Kirby. If that changes with going to a different starter, and they talked about it on the broadcast a lot, that Garver and Kirby are like a match made in heaven as far as what each one needs, because Garver knows that Kirby's going to be in and around the zone. He's not going to have to go diving left or right, up, down, sideways, anything crazy to try and block a ball often. It's like few and far between for Kirby, which is good for him because he's like immobile behind the dish, but he's not quite Cal. He's not, the top upper echelon defensive catchers.
We're not watching middle of May 2021 Luis Torrens behind the plate.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know who the other pitcher would be if you were to say give him a game catching. Like, who makes the most sense for the Mariners starting rotation that like stays around the zone that much? Because like Gilbert has, he's been known to spike a curveball every once in a while, but not like a ton.
I'd say Brian Wu.
Yeah, I was gonna like it feels like a fastball dominant pitcher like Wu or Castillo would be my next in line. I think
Castillo
he gets a little wild sometimes.
And his pitches move a lot. I mean, so does Wu's, but yeah, I feel like they're a little bit easier to read than Castillo's. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about it though yet.
I'm not worried about it either. Yeah, yet, and that could change literally tomorrow. Like it could boom, flip on a dime if there's an injury. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the Mariners going out and getting another catcher of some kind, whether that be a AAA catcher that's not Michael Papierski. Sure. Or what was the other one? Michael Perez? That was his name?
Michael Perez is the one that we got from the Orioles. I mean, there's Papierski. There's I feel like Scheffler is it's not Scotty Scheffler. That's the golfer.
Matt Scheffler. Right?
Matt Scheffler. Yeah.
So we have Michael Papierski, Matt Scheffler, Michael Perez.
Like there are the quad A Brian O'Keefe's on the roster as it stands right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't
Jake Anchia, thank you, Dadar.
Oh yeah, respect Jake Anchia.
So I mean, there are options. Like the fact of the matter is, Sebi had no point on this roster. I think he was a fine dude, and keep in mind, chat, there's a possibility that he clears waivers and it just goes down to AAA. Like,
I would be very surprised, but
I guess I don't know. I don't know, like who's looking for a. I don't know, not even defensive first catcher.
Yeah. Who's just looking for a guy to put on some pads.
Yeah. like, I don't know. I think there's a decent chance. I mean, I think I'd be shocked as well. Mm-hmm. He can, Dadar. I believe, yes, he can. And he could elect free agency. But why would he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's really going to get picked up anywhere. Then he'll just be out of a job and out of an organization. And it does seem like he likes it here. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, moving forward, Cal Raleigh was catching 90% of your games anyway. So who cares? Mm-hmm. Like, it is what it is. And to do that, Ty France coming back on means that Tyler Locklear is staying on the roster, Joe. How do we feel about that?
I'm fine with it. Like, I would rather his bat be available than Sebi Savala's. So
Yep.
I'm fine with that at that point. Even though the high strikeout rate is there, hitting the ball hard, whether or not Brant Brown's no longer in their ear, giving them as maybe mixed messages, misconstrued messages. Boomer, we're not ignoring your question. All right,
We're not done with the first question.
we're putting a little bow on Sebi and the roster move, but yeah, I think Locklear. I'd rather his bat than Sebi's personally. The crying emojis are fun. They're hilarious.
I'm kind of right there with Dara. I would rather he get frequent at bats in Tacoma versus being on the bench because he was only in Tacoma for like two weeks.
Sure, and I think that can probably happen when you get Polanco back, or
right. And I think that's what will happen. Yeah, I think that what's happening right now is he is learning what it's like to be a big leaguer, learning what to expect. I mean, this is like his first like full road trip he's going on right now.
Yeah.
So to go out there and see what it's like to just go on a big road trip like this against a very good Cleveland Guardians team, like he is learning what it's like to be a big leaguer. And when the Mariners come back and Polanco comes back to the team, I do think he gets sent down at that point. Because it just makes sense. With that being said, it could also be Ryan Bliss. One of the two will be sent down when Polanco comes back. No doubt in my mind. So I don't know. I think it for now it's fine. But I don't want him to stay up here too long.
Yeah, I think getting regular at bats can be impactful. We've seen it, I think, positively impact Jonathan Clase a decent amount in Tacoma. So however that turns out for Locklear and Bliss, I think it is good though for them to get the experience with the team in that culture of this is what you guys are probably looking forward to soon. And I think it also kind of depends like where they go with the trade deadline and stuff like that. But with the team playing well, and you don't, I mean, what, Locklear and Bliss were not part of the Brant Brown era, right? So right. Are they exempt from any struggles related to Brant Brown? Unlike the other players on this team that now are starting to heat up. Is it just like right things at the right time? Was Brant Brown a problem? Like, I'm not. It's very clear that the offense is playing better right now. Whatever result, whatever cause, if it is Brant Brown, if we want to go with that, that's fine with me. As much as it sucks that, someone had to fall on the sword, someone did. And if it's less people kind of like diluting the message of what they're trying to preach as far as hitting practice goes, like there's what, three-ish, 2.5 hitting coaches on this team, things can get muddy, things can get confusing. I'm sure that definitely had provided its hiccups as far as offensive approach, especially when there's individualized approaches for each guy. Not everyone's the same exact player. Not everyone's going to have the same exact hitting tendencies. So I'm okay with that, falling on Brant Brown just for the sake of almost finality in terms of that conversation.
Yeah, I think so. The way I look at it is, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it is maybe Brant Brown was saying things, the offense was trying to follow, it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
But also, if we look at the teams the Mariners have played since firing Brant Brown, let's just go over the series really quick. The first series after Brown was fired, the Angels, then the Athletics, then the Royals, decent baseball team, then the White Sox, and then the Rangers. So the only real good team out of all those is the Royals. Yeah. Even the Rangers are pretty bad. So the only good team the Mariners have faced with good everyday pitching is the Royals. So the Mariners offense has taken advantage of bad baseball teams. My favorite thing to say, bad baseball teams.
He said it,
bad starting pitching, bad bullpens, other than the Royals series. Which series did they lose, Joe?
The Royals series.
That's the one. And so you look at the sample size here, because right before Brown was fired, the Mariners played the Astros, not a good team, the Nationals, not a good team, but the Orioles, the Yankees, the Royals again. They played the Royals, then the Orioles, and the Yankees. Three series in a row. Worst road trip of the year. Brant Brown, yes, I think that you can blame Brant Brown for some of the happenings on this team. And like Ty Dane Gonzalez said, who just said that? Whoever said that. Daydara. Like Ty Dane Gonzalez said, it is like Ty Dane Gonzalez said, too many chefs in the kitchen, too many people in your ear telling you what to do when each guy should have their own individualized plan. Yes, it is a team sport where all the guys have to work, in tandem to get runs across the plate. But each guy has their own strengths. Each guy has their own weaknesses. And for guys like Luke Raley, for example, he's a great bunter. Let him bunt. Let him bunt away, dude.
Let the man bunt.
But if you're trying to focus on elevating the ball for every single one of these guys, some of them just are like, Brian Bliss is not that guy. You don't want to elevate the ball all the time if you're Ryan Bliss. So that's my 2 cents on the subject. I think that the firing of Brant Brown helps, but the New York Mets just took the lead in the top of the 9th, Joe.
Is it Pete Alonso? Future Mariner Pete Alonso?
I don't know.
I think it was.
I
think JD Martinez walked. Polar Bear Pete took the lead. Yep. Oh, baby.
There it is. Yeah, double down the line. Dude, Aaron, heck the Guardians. Cleveland. Heck Cleveland with the $5 holla from Aaron, dude.
Screw Cleveland.
Harold Ramirez got picked up somewhere, Alex.
Was it the Cardinals? No, that doesn't sound right.
I don't know.
I'll look it up real quick.
Shout out Pete Alonso, dude, with the double.
Nationals picked up Ramirez.
We appreciate the $5, Aaron. Thank you. First super chat of the day, by the way.
Woo!
Round of applause to Aaron. Round of applause to Aaron. There it is on the screen. Yeah. The power of Grimace is upon us. That's right. Future Mariner Starling Marte's up to bat now.
Oh, God. Imagine the 3-run bomb he's about to hit. Could you imagine?
Oh, my God. Skull said Future Mariner Starling Marte up to bat as well. Let's go.
There we go.
But yeah, no, I think that it takes one to break the dam. Is that an otter? That's an adorable otter.
It's very cute.
All right, Starling Marte grounded out to third. Love that.
Did someone score though?
No. So
it's JD Martinez on third, unless they pinch ran. No way.
Future Mariner JD Martinez on third.
Right.
So going into tomorrow's game, Joe, Brian Wu against Tanner Bybee. How do we feel?
I feel good. I think the offense showed that they can handle. I mean, Tristan McKenzie didn't have his best stuff. We didn't see Bybee in the first series, but I'm feeling pretty good. The offense has looked better in the last handful of games. Pretty solid stretch, I would say. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty solid. I think the bullpen's in an okay spot. We didn't use Bowman tonight. So, if you're guaranteed an inning there, more than likely. Stanek, Voth, probably able to go. It hurts my brain.
Chun T! The drip is on point today. Yeah, Joe, I like your shirt, by the way, bro.
Thanks, dog.
Dude, that was Chun T's 10th super chat.
Unreal.
With the 85 Malaysian, I don't know what is it? What does MYR stand for?
Let me just
Malaysian.
They are money. Malaysian ringgits.
Ringgits. With the 85 ringgits, 85 for the 8-5 win, Chun T. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you. Top D of the day, chat.
Absolute legend.
Top D. You are kind of a legend, Chun T. Big smooches, bro. How do you? They scare the hose away. Where's my?
Can we do the big smooches?
Big smooches,
like a big smooches emote. just a giant.
I do say big smooches. Huh? I do say it a lot.
Yo, did Mark Vientos do something big?
No. Grounded out. Chun T, your name going right there. You see that?
A little bit. Don't knock it off the wall.
Look right there.
Just be careful.
Chun T, dude. Joe Cole should give the camera a big old wet smooch.
God, it's so far away for me.
Dude, appreciate it, Chun T. Yeah, Joe, I like your shirt, man. That's a good shirt.
Thanks. I don't know where I got it. I think my mom got it for me, which lines it. It's all right.
Never again.
Never again. Please, never again. No actual IRL smooches, bro. Your shirt's pretty sick, man. Yeah, I like your flamingos. Dylan
with the 5 gifties to Aaron, Alex, Rick, Treason, and Wild.
Absolute legend, dude.
You could say that was pretty wild, Dylan.
No, that doesn't deserve the dooch, but it does. No, we're not doing the Discord sounds. Dylan, let's freaking go, dude.
Appreciate you, Dylan. For real, man.
For
We got
real.
some fun members only content coming up soon, Joe.
We haven't recorded it, but
We haven't recorded it, but we got some fun stuff coming up.
I had a brain blast.
Joe did have a brain blast.
I think I may have cooked, chat.
Chat, real question, because Joe and I were discussing this, and I feel like there's no better way than to actually get the answers from you guys. If you guys are members, do you prefer like the fun videos that we have as members only videos right now, or would you guys prefer more like serious kind of in-depth like breakdown videos? What would you prefer? You know what? Let's make a poll, Joe.
Sure, you make a poll.
Let's
do
make a poll.
you know how to make a poll?
Yes, I know how to make a poll.
All right. K Kenny, what's good? Go Mets. Facts. Go Mets. Screw the Rangers. Heck the Astros. Both. I'm seeing a lot of both.
It's not nice, Aaron.
When will the fun videos start? Depends on your kind of fun. Depends on your kind of fun. Did I just say brain blast? That, in terms of the members' content saying brain blast, I understand how that could be misconstrued. My bad. My bad, Jake.
Because obviously we do a lot of informational videos on the regular side of the channel, right? But I mean, there's other stuff we could do.
Mm-hmm. You didn't put a both option.
That's
Everyone was spamming both
because everybody would type both. Everyone would pick both. That would just be more. We just want more members only content.
So what they're gonna do here is split the vote 50-50.
Probably.
Yeah, like
no, fun's winning, bro. Fun's winning.
Fun.
Oh my god. Whoever's playing third base is a forehead. Is Jonah Heim dead? What's he doing? He's like Benner. Huh.
Is Electric Eddie D in for the close?
He is, dude. He is. See, people like the fun videos. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. I figured people would like the fun videos more, but like, I don't know.
That like there's not a place for
right.
Some
He's
more
pregnant.
like serious things. Like the idea, pull back the curtain, was like maybe like a too early prospect re-rank, and then we would do an actual one later on the channel. That would be like the normal video that we do. We thought about it. It's too long gone. It's too past now. Like we should have done it like 2 weeks ago if we were going to. But that was something that we had in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Just kind of want. Oh my god, double play. Oh my god, double play. Oh my god, double play.
Go Mets. It's all about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. Go Mets.
Love the game, Mets. Here we go. If the Rangers lose this game, chat, then the Mariners have a 10-game lead on both the Rangers and the Astros.
Just like you guys wanting fun and informative content, both 10-game leads. That's actually wild.
Like,
that'd be their 5th loss in a row.
Yep. The gay grimace Mets. 5th loss in a row. Travis,
that's wild. Do you see it? Rank the Mariner wives? No.
Nope.
No. That
not gonna do that.
That would be a problem. That's hilarious. That would be a problem.
Yeah, can't do that. So I guess the M's don't need to make any trades. Incorrect.
Yeah, no, they still need to add to the team.
Yeah,
no,
because
100%.
Glasses got paid by the Guardians. SMH. Joe, Kyle refers to Trent Thornton as glasses.
I mean that makes sense. I might call him goggles. I think I tend to call him goggles instead of glasses.
You do call him goggles. I do prefer goggles, Kyle. I think that's a bit funnier.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kyle was texting the group chat and he said glasses in, game over. But
did your friend, our friend, I'll say our, but mainly your friend, have you contacted them about the loss for the Guardians today?
We have decided to be cordial about it. Actually, remind me to show you a picture after stream.
Mets win.
Because yes, they did. It's a 10-game lead, baby. That is a 10-game lead over both Texas teams.
Let's
go.
What a
shitty state.
Everything's bigger in Texas, just like the Mariners lead on both the teams. Let's freaking go, dude. Frick the frickin' Rangers. Heck the heckin' Astros. And we
Damn.
love the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. Go Mets.
All about the Mets.
All about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets.
Bet online.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture where this friend of ours edited a picture on Photoshop. Well, not even Photoshop.
Sure.
That we were both at the Guardians game.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
The Mariners are jorking. Yeah, exactly, Dorian. You stole Deidara's lines bar for bar, but that is okay.
Damn. Dude, that's crazy.
Martin, I have to agree. I fully agree that Polar Bear's going to stay on Met with how hot the Mets have been. You know what's even hotter than the Mets? Chun-T with the 10 gifted members. Jordan, Jordy, Pat, Graham, Miller, Worley, Kennedy, Rocky Mountain, Reese Beast. Did I miss any? There's Inferno. I just couldn't read it because it was spelled funky. Is Enpherno.
Chun-T just throwing it out at us right now. Chun-T, what's going on, man? Appreciate it with the 10 gifties. Hello?
Chun-T's an absolute freaking legend.
Chun-T is literally our bankroll. That's crazy.
I might say something crazy. Not even crazy. I think well deserved. Mount Rushmore? Chun-T and Mount Rushmore community member?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Of the stream.
Yeah, in terms of stream Mount Rushmore, Chun-Ti's up there.
I will not be answering any of the rest of the three.
No more questions.
No more questions asked. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
You just realized we hit 11K subs. We did, David. We did hit 11K, and I'll shave my head if we hit 15K by December 31st.
Should I also promise that to maybe incentivize people?
Will you?
Caitlin would hate me.
Oh, yeah. I'd hate me.
Yeah, no. So when they were doing the Buhner buzz cut stuff, I was like, let me just go into the bathroom and shave my head real fast. Just for fun.
Really?
I honestly, sometimes I see my big old head of lettuce, see my mop, and I'm just like, get rid of it.
No, my bald head will not be gray. That's
Joe,
not how that works, Deidara.
Joe has to go bald. Bald!
Bald!
I feel like I might have a weird shaped head. I don't know if I want to do that.
That's the thing. I guarantee there's going to be a dent.
Somewhere in there.
There's going to be a dent.
Yeah.
You won't ever go back to growing your hair out. Trust me, you were bald at 26. Like I won't want to grow my hair out.
Just continuously getting buzz cuts after that.
Yeah. Like, is that what you're saying?
Joshua Applebaum supporting the cause has subscribed.
Let's go, Joshua.
We're on our way.
Joe already has a massive forehead.
Okay, who said? Was that fucking Daydora? Was that Daydara?
Yeah. Joe
I almost said Daydorian.
Daydorian. We should all shave our heads if the Mariners win 100. Damn.
Yo.
Someone.
Is that the playoff beard type thing? That the playoff haircut? Everyone's shaving their heads?
Damn. Can you imagine me with a shaved head, bro?
Would you keep the beard, or would you just go full
I'd
shave?
keep the beard. No, I'd keep it. Otherwise, I'd look like a penis.
Jesus Lord. Braden has never stood on my left. Joe tied his shoes at the age of 3. Spelled the last name wrong, but that's okay. That happens. Facts. You've always been right.
That's right. You say 69 likes, Kenny? Is that true?
Is that true? Gotta end the stream now. Sorry.
Where are we? Oh, we're at 45. We need to get to 69 likes, chat. Let's go.
Stephen Bowman. Stephen Bowman. Thanks for coming a member, bro.
Appreciate it, Steven. You're the only one that's ever gotten that.
That's not
Thank
secular.
You.
Secular. Let's just start chanting names. The vibe.
Oh my God.
This is what happens when the Mariners win baseball games, by the way. The vibes are unmatched.
And
And
the other teams
immaculate
lose.
vibes. Nah, I feel like we'd still be vibing if the other teams won.
That's true.
You know?
So we were talking a little bit. Are you guys frat bros? Yeah. What is going on? Yes.
Don't question it.
I've been to one college party.
I've been to a couple.
Yep. The college party I went to was Joe's college party.
Yeah.
100 likes and Colton shakes his head on camp. No.
100 likes.
100
More like
likes,
100
Josh.
gifted.
Yeah. No, not even then.
Not
No.
even then? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Just saying, man.
$500 dono right now, and I shit my head.
Stop soliciting money from our viewers.
Imagine. Talk about Dave Sims. I'm not gonna lie,
I didn't
Chauncey,
hear it.
I didn't have my audio on when that happened. I was talking to my dad on the phone.
I believe I was helping. I think I was taking the dogs out or feeding them. I can't remember, but I came back to the bases being loaded, and I'm like, oh,
Great!
panic! Everything's bad now. It's like the Donald Glover gif of him walking in with the pizzas and everything's on fire from Community. The darkest timeline. Just like, oh god. Donatello, you shut your mouth.
Lucario, I'm not taking you to a Kraken game like you're a charity case. No.
Colton needs to experience Kraken hockey. That's Kraken hockey, baby.
Yeah.
Are they even going to be good this year?
The season's almost over. Isn't the season over?
Yeah, no, the Stanley Cup final, I think, is wrapping up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Go Oilers! Shout out Oilers, girl. And so $20. Use the money to put money on the M's to win the World Series from Steven, dude. For the $20 holla.
A new member into the $20 Steven Bowman. Steven Bowman. Steven. Straight into it. Like we never missed a beat. There it is on screen. Appreciate that, dog.
Someone said no Phoenix.
I don't think we needed it. Okay. I won't be participating. I'm not participating. Kevin, I will tell you this. I believe Locklear was either a sophomore when he got drafted. So he was at VCU. So he played college ball for 2 years, whereas Harry Ford got drafted out of high school, spent those 2 years developing. It's the same way Ben Williamson got drafted out of college ball last year as a second-round pick. Same way as Tyler Locklear, and is probably playing himself into some major league playing time next year, realistically. All things considered, depending on how positions look next year in free agency, whatever. But Ben Williamson at third base in Arkansas is playing very well. It's a similar vibe to me as Tyler Locklear. I think maybe even a little bit more accelerated because Williamson played like half, maybe like what? Like 15, 30 games in Everett, whereas Locklear was there a bit longer. So that's just kind of how high school draftees work versus college draftees, Kevin. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Are we going to draft a high school player or go the college route? Speaks, I think it honestly depends. Because Joe and I were talking about this a little bit. And I believe as of right now, the Mariners are projected to take like a college shortstop or something like that. I'd have to look at the projections again and like mock drafts. With that being said, however, we were talking about like if they trade Harry Ford, right? If they trade Harry Ford, they will probably go for a college catcher.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to want an accelerated route for a new catcher to the major leagues, like another guy to basically replace Harry Ford in the system. Harry Ford was a high school draftee. And so I think that if you then go college, a guy with a few more years of experience, you're hoping that he can be up in, double A or something like that over the next couple of years and be ready if Cal does decide to leave. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it really does depend because obviously the Mariners have gone, I think, was Emerson a high school bat, right? They went 3 high school bats in the first round last year, right?
Correct.
Yeah, with Farmello, Pete, and Emerson. And so I think that there's a chance that they even go arm. Like there really is. I would not be shocked. I'm actually interested to see where they go in the first round this year.
I don't think there's a wrong choice necessarily. Like, just given their success with the draft develop stuff recently and like how well they've all looked coming into the organization, I don't know if there's a wrong answer aside from a guy that's not in, like, you're reaching for a guy necessarily, but like I don't think there's a position that I'd be like super mad at, if that makes sense. Like, mentioned shortstop, Tyler, so many shortstops. The thing is, a lot of them might not even stay shortstops. Those are probably just your best athletes that can go play other positions at some point. Like, Ty Pete might not grade out to be a shortstop at some point. He can move out into the outfield. Fallon Selson, in his like prospect bio thing on MLB Pipeline says similar things about him maybe going out into center field. Obviously, center is Julio's place, but like, you know, then that transitions to an outfield spot. Like, there's opportunity for the best athletes to transition to different positions and still be like competitive there, right? So I think going a shortstop, that's an attempt to draft a very good athlete in that way. Arm in the first round, a college arm. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. It has to be the right pick.
Yeah,
it has to be the right guy.
Because moving forward, as you start to see, you know, Logan and then possibly George, guys whose contracts start to be up and maybe they do decide to leave. Like, hopefully by then you have this next college arm ready in the next couple of years. Obviously, not all progression is linear.
Yeah,
for these guys.
Like, they would have never expected
so
Logan Evans to come into this organization with his college ball stats and then turn into what he's become. Like, it's not everything is going to, like you're saying, linear like that. There could be a guy that was tearing it up in college, and then as soon as he gets to the organization, he struggles. Like, that's just how baseball works sometimes. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. Kenny asked, when do we think that the front office is going to get their contracts renewed, or will they even stay? I want you to answer that because I need a nice ice cold can of
soda pop.
Soda pop.
I would hope, with the winning ways that have been kind of shown this year, it's almost like a culmination of everything that they've been working towards coming together in 1 year in the right time, almost with a Greg Fernandez. Greg Fernandez. Greg. With the 50, good start to road trip, Goms. Wow.
Greg, you absolute legend. New top dono, dude. We're
Unreal.
gonna go up there with Chun T, dude.
I'd put it above, yes. They could still see it.
Craig's the new top D, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Greg. Why did I say Craig?
It's close enough. It's close enough.
Dude, just like a simple message, just good start to the road trip. Greg, you're 10th. Dono as well, bro. Absolute legend. Tyler Franco. Becoming a member. Tyler Franco.
We'll get so tired.
Diet Pepsi in all four spots.
All 4 spots, just Diet Pepsi, but like written in different ways. I was saying, Colton, it's almost like a culmination of all the success that this team has been building towards coming together in their final year, showing that this is not just a proof of concept. Greg! It's coming to fruition. It's happening in real time. The Rangers, sure, they had their year. They're showing regression. The Astros, their window is closing, depending on how long they want to try and pry that sucker open. If they trade from some of their assets now to prolong that, sure, or they try and put some duct tape on it this year and keep it open for another 1 to 2 years. It's interesting. But I would have to assume, given the success of this team so far, if they win the division and make the playoffs, their contracts all get renewed. I would say. And I don't think they'd want to leave because they spent so much time. That's crazy, by the way. Because they spent so much time building this club from the Jack Z era, from the bottom up. They turned it over, cultivated, and turned into a winning ball club year in and year out, at least the last 4 years. Micah! Another day of the best stream on the internet. That's a tall. That is quite the compliment, Micah. But we appreciate that, Micah. No, those were that's the president's heads, carved into the mountain of Mount Rushmore. So it's Chun-Ti and Greg so far for this stream. I'm not gonna say that Steven might need to go up there. But a brand new member at a $20, I mean, shoot.
True.
Man.
Shoot. All right, Steven.
They deserve better, as Daydara said. The thing is, though, even though they, in my heart of hearts, sure, they might deserve better. What other options are available to them that they feel like they would want to leave something that they have been a part of for, it'll be, 10 years in 2016?
What? Yeah. Yep.
2016 was their first year?
The end of 2015, yeah.
End of
2016 was their first full year.
They're coming up on a decade. Keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it going.
I think that Joe's right. I think that going forward, this team, especially if John Stanton shows that maybe he's a little more willing this season to open up the checkbook, allow the Mariners front office to do their job specifically. And if he can show that, if he can give them a sign of good faith, I think that if he was to offer them a contract extension or re-signing or what have you, I think that they would stay. With that being said, obviously there's still a lot of season left. There's still plenty of chances for this to sour. We're at 69 likes, by the way.
W.
And so, who knows? Obviously, I mean, God, it's his last year. You know, where are we at with that as well? I mean, he is the second longest tenured manager in all of baseball right now, I think, or maybe third, behind Kevin Cash and Dave Roberts. Like,
sounds right.
So,
I mean,
CJ, what's up, dude?
I said it, I feel like at the end of 2022. But if Scott's contract gets renewed, he will likely finish his managerial career with the Mariners as the winningest manager in Mariners history. Not to say that there's a huge there's a bevy of managers on that list. Yeah, you're only chasing Lou. He's only behind Lou, and like Lou's really the only one that really, I don't want to say matters, but
you're right.
That's pretty much it. And he's coming in close. Like, he's on his way.
Mm-hmm. So Lou was 840 and 711.
Yep.
And
Scott is 659 and 609. I don't know if that's updated to this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, at most, like, Scott is 200-ish wins behind Lou Piniella. And, you know, that's 2 seasons-ish. Like, and keep in mind, 111 of those, or 116 of those wins came all in 1 year.
True.
Like that was a huge year for Lou. The Scott Service deserves more recognition as the manager of the Mariners than he gets. And I know that's not a popular opinion among a lot of people, but he will probably finish his career, as long as he re-signs. If he will probably finish his career with the Mariners as the winningest manager in history. And Joe, can you tell me what Lou Piniella's winning percentage was as a Mariners manager?
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, it was 542, 54%.
54%. Right on cue. Just ringing the bell again and again and again and again until the end of time.
That dead horse, I'm beating the hell out of it.
Yeah, right? You are. The Scott and Jerry haters are in shambles right now. Absolute shambles, bro.
Is it saying much? I mean, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Not his fault, Sour Vanilla.
Yeah,
that's all guys before him.
I don't necessarily disagree with that point, but like, you know, he's going to be the best something. He'll be he was number 1. Maybe not in winning percentage. That's got to go a little bit more north. He's at 520, but.
And when you have a 116 win season, there's only so much.
Hey man, Scott could get there.
Dude, $2 from Tyler Franco. Ty France is back, baby. Tyler Franco. Yeah, dude. Ty France back. I mean, I'm happy to have Ty back for sure. I think that because of how the Mariners are doing right now, again, Locklear did his job. Tyler Locklear came in for the Seattle Mariners, took over at first base, and did not kill you. And that's all you can ask for a guy from AAA. And so with Ty France coming back, I think the Mariners offense got that much better. I think that you still, and I think that this is something that I believe Ty Gonzalez has said a lot. You need these next 5 or so weeks to know if Ty France can be a part of this thing. Like, is he the first baseman that you need moving forward the rest of the year? And I personally think yes, but it doesn't matter what I think. It obviously matters what Jerry and Justin think.
I think
so.
I mean, 3 walks on the day. Didn't hit the ball, but 3 walks. Seatown fan. The move was Ty France activated, Sebi Savala DFA'd. So our catchers on the roster right now are Cal and Garver. I'm gonna say something crazy. I feel like Demo could go back there if we needed him to. I think Dylan Moore could put on the catcher's gear if we needed him to. In a pinch. I think he can do it. Not to say that I want it to happen, but if there's one guy on this team that can, I think it'd be him. So
Yeah. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I just don't hope that's not the case.
yeah, no, that is like worst case scenario. That's the last thing. No, Mike, don't celebrate that. No, Kenny, stop! Don't celebrate that. Scott KC, Scott KC,
Scott KC, Scott KC.
The tallest,
appreciate it.
Literally Logan Gilbert. Would that be the tallest catcher?
Probably.
Tallest.
I mean,
catcher
AJ Przinsky was pretty tall.
Tallest
I think.
catcher in MLB history.
Was it AJ Przinsky?
I have no idea. Grayson Griner, he stands 6'6". Don't know who that is.
Well, we do need a catcher, right? Not necessarily C-Town fan. Garver can be the backup catcher. It's just, oh my goodness!
Hello,
Caitlin.
Thanks for becoming a member. Even though I pull back the curtain, I show her the videos for free of charge.
Wow.
I know.
Special treatment?
Special treatment. Shocking. When you date me, that's what you get. That's a perk. And that's
I date you.
I know you do.
The vibes are crazy today. That's what happens. You get Joe and I in stream on a perfect day for the Mariners, honestly. Like, you get Ty France back. You want to unsubscribe and resubscribe, just get a chant going. Perfect day for the Mariners. We get a loss from the Rangers and the Astros, a W for the Mariners against the Guardians. They're now tied in the win column with the Guardians for second place in the in the playoff seeding. That's the word I'm looking for. And so, yeah, I think that y'all have been dating since you started the pod. Oh, well before we started the podcast.
Who are you?
I don't know.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Yeah, I think that. So let's talk a little bit more about the rest of the series, Joe, because we kind of gotten off track here.
Well, yeah,
that's how streams work.
That's just how it works. We get derailed like almost immediately.
I think that Brian Wu tomorrow, because the bullpen is so it didn't really get taxed today. I think that Brian Wu, if he can't go long tomorrow, is fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I think that obviously you want him to go 6, ideally.
Yeah.
And that, again, this is also assuming the game happens tomorrow. It's supposed to rain and be crappy there tomorrow.
Dude, I hate stadiums without a freaking
Let me check. Let me check and see if the weather report's updated. Hold on.
I know I saw all the tarp hype on Twitter today.
I was eyeballing it.
Tarp and untarp. I swear to God, if there's a rain out.
Oh, you know what? Tomorrow looks good now.
Oh, good. Cleared up. What about Thursday's game?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. Can't wait to go sweep the Guardians.
Well, can't wait for them to lose the series because of you.
Tarpgate, yes.
It's all your fault. So then the Mets masterclass earlier of beating the Rangers, we did.
We were live when it happened. We were celebrating.
Game 3, Joe. Castillo on the mound.
Yes.
Against Logan Allen.
Yeah.
That's a game you should win.
Very much so. Logan Allen did pitch well against us in the season earlier in the year, but that was all the way back in April when the poopy offense Mariners were playing. All right. We're ushered into a new era, a new confident offensive ball club. Things are seemingly firing on maybe not all cylinders, but like a handful of cylinders, more so than before. I think in like looking at the next 2 games, Wu gives you 5 is where I'm probably at. You use the bullpen for 4 of those innings. That's how the math works. Castillo needs to give you 7. I think Castillo, if he goes 6 will be okay. You'll survive on 6. If he goes 7, that'll be like, mwah, chef's kiss. Like exactly what we need. Obviously keeping us within the game as well. Like it can't be like 7 innings of like 8-run ball. Like that's just not how that works. But unless like he has to eat the start kind of a situation where that has happened in Castillo's tenure before. But with Logan Allen on the mound, you're going to be facing, obviously he's a lefty. So if that's a day where Cal gets a day off and you see Garver behind the plate, that will be Castillo and Garver's first time linking up, right? So
I
that
think so.
that could be a possibility. A look into what that might look like. Definitely Garver getting a day off tomorrow then, if that's kind of their game plan, I think, for the final game there on Thursday. Looking ahead, kind of figuring out what the lineup will look like. You'll see Haniger in at DH to start as opposed to Garver, and then Garver will catch the final day. So am I worried about that? Like a little. Like it could be much different than a Kirby start for Garver, but I have good faith with how the offense looked in the first game, getting to some of the more exceptional arms in the bullpen. Obviously, they didn't use Class A, but I've got a good feeling. Evan, $1.99, 10-game lead, boys. How about it? How about it?
How about them nerves,
How
eh?
about damn nerves, huh? Julio's overswinging. Yeah, not a good game from Julio. But when the rest of your guys are picking him up, he doesn't have to have a good game every single time out. He's allowed to have a stinker. JP had a stinker the entire homestand. First game on the road trip, comes in, pops off. Kind of just like the ebb and flow of baseball in that season and how it goes. Julio's going to hit a bomb tomorrow now.
I'm in, dude. Somebody asked if the Mariners need to win or sweep the series for it to win the season series. No, but to win the season series, yes.
Yes.
But if you tie the season series, then it comes down to a lot of other things that I can't even think off the top of my head right now.
The first tiebreaker for that
is it in division?
In division, and the Mariners are playing very well within their division.
Very well.
And then the Guardians, I mean, they're 11-6 in the Central versus the Mariners being 17-5 in the West. So yeah, if we go 2-1 in this series, we'll tie the series obviously 3-3 on the season with the Guardians. Tiebreaker at the end of the year comes down to intra-division record. So
is it too early to talk about trades right now? No.
We've been spewing, I don't want to say nonsense, but kind of nonsense. Evan, there's your super chat on the screen. Yeah, we talk about trades a ton.
Yeah, and especially because of how far ahead this team is right now, it makes sense. And I have said this a little bit over the past few, weeks or so. Because of the lead that you have now, you should make a trade right now. You shouldn't wait. You should go out there and get the offense you need now. Because, yes, don't get me wrong, the Mariners have a pretty easy schedule for the next 2 months. But nothing is ever easy in baseball. That could come back to bite them in the butt very quickly. So if they can go out there and add some offense to this team and give themselves the best chance to win, even against these bad teams, I think they should go out and do it sooner rather than later.
I don't know necessarily what that move is, because some of the players that we've talked about trading, like Isaac Paredes is a very talked about player right now. The Rays, yes, they're the bottom of the East. They're only 6. I mean, I say only 6 games back of a wild card in June. It's not insurmountable, but it's definitely they're starting to kind of teeter on that fringe of okay, they probably are going to sell a little bit. So if we acquire Isaac Paredes, he could be an all-star for us. Mm-hmm. Secular answering part of that question. I'd say 2 right now. Gilbert and Munoz would be my 2. Offensively, Julio could be a write-in. Rojas, maybe. Cal, it's going to take a very hot stretch the next month for some of these guys to really play their way into that. Julio being the most likely because he has the star power. He has the fans behind him. Not to say that fans don't support other players on this team. It's just nationally, people are going to vote for Julio before they vote for Josh Rojas.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I was going to say something about that. The whole pitching staff can be in.
Sure.
But if I had to pick one position player that should go, it's Luke Raley.
Oh, to the All-Star game?
To the All-Star game.
Okay. I mean,
most consistent player on the team.
Yeah, and does a lot for you. Defensively had a great diving catch out there. And then next at bat comes up and pokes a home run the opposite way. Have you seen the update on that situation on Twitter?
Your mic lagged. What'd you say?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you seen the update on that home run situation from Luke Raley? The guy that dropped it? That's his uncle.
Wait.
That's Luke Raley's uncle, and he dropped the ball. Adam Jude, I don't know who found out first. Maybe Luke told people in the clubhouse. I was refreshing Twitter, and that is Luke Raley's uncle.
Really?
Apparently,
It's so funny. Oh
it's
my
a
god.
bunch of like. I saw Jude tweet it first, like Stu this den, as you guys, if you guys are in around the community a ton, like Stu tweeted like new Luke Rayleigh lore just dropped. Did Teoscar just walk off the Rockies? Oh no, not walk off, but he just bombed. Oh god. Poor Rockies. Rockies are a
Dang.
bad baseball team.
Yeah, that's a bad baseball team. But you know what team's worse, Joe? The
Heck,
Chicago White Sox, and they
oh.
just took down the Astros. Let's go! Sorry.
Heck the Astros. Heck the Astros. Rockies just blew that so hard. I mean, it's not hard when you're the Rockies.
Yeah.
22 games under 500. Ouch. Ouchies.
Yeah. That's tough, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I think that when we look at where this team is at right now, Joe,
Mm-hmm.
what is the most important thing they had at the deadline?
You have to go get a, I'm not going to say superstar bat, someone to play like second fiddle, Robin to Julio's Batman in the dog days of summer when he heats up. A situation like that. Someone who is, it could be a Randy Arozarena if he's playing well. I think Isaac Paredes could fill those shoes. Luis Robert might be a step too high for that because I don't know like what that's going to cost. But somewhere in the range of a 115 to 130 OPS or WRC plus guy that is a presence in the middle of your lineup just to allow a little bit more depth there in the central part of it, because right now there's been I feel like a pretty good amount of shuffling after JP, Rojas, Julio. It's like, sure, Cal's in there sometimes, but sometimes it's Garver, sometimes it's Haniger, sometimes it's Ty France, sometimes it's Luke Rayleigh. Someone to solidify the 4 spot, I think, would be huge. If that's someone on your team, they step up, take that spot, then someone in the 5 spot. Someone there that just lengthens that lineup as far as an imposing force offensively to hit a ball in a gap, hit a ball over a fence, like keep the inning going. That would be my big pick. Sure, you can get a table setter to bat 2, move Josh Rojas down. I think that would be fair. I don't know what that player looks like. I mean, Jarren Duran's not available, but like Jarren Duran would be my guy if the Red Sox were terrible, but they're not. They're playing really well. So I don't know if there's a prototypical like 2-spot guy that makes sense to go trade for. And you're not going to slide like Robert in the 2 spot if you go out and get him. I don't think Paredes hits 2 either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Abe
Yeah, I don't
Toro
know.
fell off, Tyler. I'm sorry.
Thoughts on Harold Ramirez? My thoughts are that he is with the Nationals.
Yeah, I mean, he could still be a trade. Like, that could still be
True,
something
yeah.
that the Nationals trade at some point during the next month. Nationals are in a weird spot. They're, what, 1 game below 500? 2 games below 500?
It's because the National League sucks.
You know, I mean, a half game back of the wild card are the Washington Nationals and now the New York Mets.
Right.
So,
Like,
it's
like we were talking about before about like trading with the Cardinals and whatnot.
mm-hmm.
Cardinals might win the division. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Like,
I think
it just
the Brewers have it, but as far as like wild card concerned, I think the Cardinals have a pretty good spot as far as that's settled, because their pitching, we memed on it about them just being old. Sonny Gray's been incredible, strikeout wise this year. He's been very, very good. Their bullpens, obviously, you got Helsley, you got Jojo Romero. They've got Goldschmidt and Arenado. Sure, they're not like they're not in their prime anymore, but they're still savvy veterans that know how to play the game.
Mhm.
So,
yeah, as of right now in the wild card for the American League, the one team on the outside looking in right now that's under 5 games back is the Red Sox. They're 2 games back of AL wild card 3.
mhm.
Everyone else is like 5 or 6 games back. You look at the National League,
It's so close.
all but 2 teams are within 2 games.
Mhm.
It is ridiculous. Sign Vogie, my man.
No, don't sign
Yes!
Bogey.
Yes.
Oh God. I saw someone earlier ask like who can be had from the Tigers, like as a not like
Mark
fringe pickup, like a guy that's like a supplementary part of a trade package at the end, like at the deadline that you bring into. not be your big piece, but yeah, Can is a guy that I'm okay with. Braden, Harold Ramirez got released by the Rays and signed a minor league contract with the Nationals. He no longer plays for the Rays. That's why we're saying that. Mark Vientos. That's not his name. Matt Vierling. Mark Vientos is the guy for the Mets. I was like, wait, Matt Vierling is a guy that I've been not like high on, but decently. Andy Ibanez is a guy that I like. Jason Foley, some guy in the pen. Like, there's options on the Tigers. I don't know if they're as savvy as some other players that we can go get, though.
Mm-hmm. Like Jack Flaherty will probably get traded. Like,
oh, interesting.
$2 hollow from Mikey. Aside from Ken Griffey Jr., who is your favorite M of all time? I feel like Joe and I are probably on the same page here. You gonna say Felix Hernandez?
I'm trying to do the pose, but it's hard in a chair.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just
I would say Felix.
Joe and I growing up, I mean, he was the guy. You know what I mean? Like, Felix, watching Felix every fifth day. I mean, Joe and I went to a million of his starts. We went to his last start. We went to the perfect game. Like, Felix has been, and just personally between Joe and I, he's kind of always been the guy.
Yeah.
And so I think that because of that, it's hard to pick anybody other than Felix Hernandez to be our favorite player. I mean, to be completely honest with you, chat, like, in terms of my favorite Mariners of all time, just because he wasn't really with the team when I was growing up, Ken Griffey Jr. doesn't necessarily rank.
Yeah, I don't have that big of a connection to Griffey, personally.
Only because I don't have any memories of watching him play.
Same. Like,
which sucks.
I have memories of him playing on the Reds.
Yeah.
And then at the end of his career with the Mariners when he's on his last limb. But yeah, I don't have like vintage Griffey in my brain at all. I have more Ichiro. I would put Ichiro above Griffey for me. Same. Just because like I watched that more so growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I would, like, for me, it'd probably go Felix, Ichiro, and then kind of meme guys. You know what I mean?
Sure, like guys
like Kyle Seager, Nelson Cruz, and then meme guys.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah. Honestly.
I mean, Robinson Cano's up there too, just because I remember being so pumped when they signed him.
Same,
like,
Travis.
Him.
Same.
So
don't fit into the King Felix shirt anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a reason I got this jersey signed, not only because I got it signed by Felix, but also because that shit don't fit me.
That don't fit no more. Rayleigh's your all-time favorite? Let's go, Felipe. We love the recency bias.
We know it's Vogelbach. Yeah, Vinny, he's one of the meme guys. Yeah. It's interesting because, again, Joe and I growing up, we didn't see, like, we weren't around for the Buhner, the Edgars, the Griffeys, you know, we weren't around for them. And so we grew up in a little bit later of an era, about 10 years later. And so we know the guy, and there's not many to pick from the 2010 era. So
other than some meme guys, like yours would be like Russell Branyan.
Yep.
I was a big Beltre guy. I loved Adrian Buttre.
Yep. Why did my dad call him that?
I don't know, but that stuck with me it stuck with me until this point. I don't know why.
Yeah. So going into the rest of this road trip, Joe, the Marlins, bad baseball team.
Yep. There was a comment on the video, which was popping off. Appreciate you guys if you watched the most recent podcast. A 1 of 10 on YouTube with a podcast goes crazy for our egos. So we appreciate that. A comment about how the Mariners have played down a little bit to their competition. And it's a similar conversation to the team in 2022, playing down to their competition, playing well against teams above 500. I'm hoping that is not the case. Because, yes, the Marlins are, as you say it, Colton,
a bad baseball team.
And you know what's hard to do in baseball?
Sweep a bad baseball team.
So it's not a guarantee, but they're last in the National League. They are the worst team in the National League. They're only better than the Chicago White Sox as far as the entire league is concerned, the entire MLB. They should be shipping out guys like Jesus Luzardo, maybe even Brian De La Cruz, Tanner Scott, Andrew Nardi. Like they should be selling. They will get rid of any of their goods to try and recoup some value. Going into Miami, I'm not worried necessarily because even though we've been playing down to some of the teams. Like, you didn't play the best series against the White Sox that you could have. You played a lot of hero ball, and it was a ton of fun to watch at the end. You're not going to win all of those games all the time. Like, they didn't win the fourth game. They didn't go for the mop. They didn't get the mop against the White Sox. Just don't allow your offense to go quiet. Just, you have to keep the pressure on. Keep the pedal to the metal. Foot on the gas. They started it in game 1 against Cleveland. Don't let up now. Don't let up the rest of this road trip. It's a, 9-game set? 3 Guardians, 3 Miami, 3 Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like a crazy long road trip. It's not like 16 games in 16 days like they've done earlier in this year. But 9 in a row on the road when you're traveling, it won't be easy. I won't be mad if like they just need to win the series. Win every series this road trip, and I will be elated. Go 6-3, perfect. I'll take a 5-4 if need be. Just don't let 2 of those losses be to the Marlins.
Yeah.
They can be to the Guardians or the Rays. I'll be okay. I will survive. Do not lose 2 out of 3. Do not lose a series to the Miami Marlins in 2024.
Mm-hmm. Leave Tampa Bay.
Pot. Are we just naming Mariners in the chat, by the way? Is that what's going on?
This is what happens. You know? This is just what they do. Jeff Clement, Rob Johnson,
Adam Moore. Just name the catchers. Yeah. Chris Jimenez.
Corey Hart.
Jason Bay.
Damn, Jason Bay's a poll. I was
Prima just got here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was just yapping about a road trip, and I just look down and I see Carson Smith. I see George Sherrill's name. Like, no relevancy. What are you doing? What are you looking at?
There was like a.
Are the aliens finally coming to get you?
I think so, bro. There was like a shadow like outside my door. It was really creepy.
If the Astros found the Astros fans found him, Colton, you have to run.
Leave Tampa Bay with Isak Paredes. Just put him in your suitcase.
Yeah, he doesn't need to stay there anymore. He doesn't need to stay in the Trop.
Don't tell the Rays.
If you don't tell them, they'll never know.
You're Avis Medina? Damn. That's a guy. That's someone who used to play for the Mariners. Yeah, guys, I think we're going to wrap it there, huh?
Yeah, as soon as Prima gets here, that's a good sign, yeah.
That's generally when I try to wrap, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, we appreciate all you guys hanging out here. Kind of a heck of a stream, huh?
Banger.
Let's see. Let's just go back here.
A ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a vibe, like people said. Chun T with the 85. What are they called?
Ringgits.
We got Aaron with the 5, Dylan Bauman with the 5 gifted, Chun T with a 10 gifted, Steven became a member, Secular became a member, Stephen Bowman with the $20 holla, Tyler became a member, Micah remembered. We had a $2 holla from Tyler Franco. Scott Casey has now been a member for a month. Caitlin joined as a Mojovian. Evan Elliott, the $1.99, Mike E, the $2 holla, and then of course we have Greg with the $50 holla. So much love to you guys, man. Much love to you guys for just kind of coming out here and supporting us, especially on good days like today when we watch the Seattle Mariners take down the Guardians and then gain a full game on both Texas teams. It's a great day to be a Mariners fan.
Absolutely legendary game. Colton, I will let you do the honors, finish off stream here, cap it off with, I think you know where your brain's going. I think I can see you working on it. Appreciate you guys hanging out in chat, hanging out with us. Thank God we've been saved from Lucario for the end of stream here. Again, Mariners win. You guys know where to find us typically. All right, we'll be here for the most part. Tomorrow might be an interesting one because we have to record stuff, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any promises, but again, we appreciate all the good vibes. You guys have a great rest of your night. And let's head in tomorrow looking for a series win against the AL Central leading Guardians.
Smooch.
Mariners.